Hi everyone, this is Dan, and today I'm going to show you how to give your dog a haircut. So here we have with me Amber, which is my dog. I'm going to use a pair of shears. You don't have to use hair shears. Just make sure that they don't have a sharp tip, because if you accidentally poke the dog or poke yourself, then you have a chance of getting injured. So before you do the haircut, you have to see what kind of haircut you'd care to give your dog. Now I'm only going to trim her head. So I've trimmed her head before, so I know what looks best on her, but you need to decide what looks best for your own dog. So as her hair grows too long, it's hard for her to see right here. What I do is I just grab the hair to cut off, and I'll turn it so it's turned like so. Then I'll take the shears, and then I'll just cut right into it. See? So then I just do the same thing on her sides. So right here, I'll just grab a small piece of hair, have it turn, and just cut right into it. You're good. Good girl. And I'll do the exact same thing right here. So I'll just grab the hair, have it turn, and twist up the hair. And you just want to cut right in the base part. So then you just see what other hairs you plan to cut. So I plan to cut a bit more off of right here. So what you do is you take the hair, have it turn, then you just go underneath that turnt part. Come on, Amber, head up, good girl. And you just go right in and you cut it off. Now, say if your dog did have a hard cut line in her hair, is you have a couple options to help take care of it. You could do a comb. So your goal is to have the hair combed up so you can see where it is, and you take your shears, you just very gently hold her head and you point cut into the hair. Really small cuts, not too deep. Okay, see? So all we did was point cut it to remove any hard cut lines that she may have had right here. What I'm also going to do is cut a bit of the hair off right here on her sides. So the same thing, take the hair, have it turned, and just cut underneath it. So I also take the hair down here and trim off that too. You're so good, Amber. Yes, you are. So with that, you have a couple options. You can do the same thing where you take the hair and you have it turned around and then just cut, or you can comb it and freehand cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freehand cut her hair. So what you do is you comb it down. So right here, all this hair right here. So we're just going to point cut into that hair. Maybe a little bit of her hair right here, because that's where the food gets caught. Oh, your food? Oh, yes. Okay, so we're just going to cut into that. If you have any stray hairs around her eyes, I tend to cut those. You need to hold your pair of shears on her head, and you just very, very, very gently cut around her eye. Oop. Make sure the hairs won't get inside her eye. You do the same on this side. So you just very, very, very ever so gently cut the hair right close to her eye. Make sure she's still, make sure you're still, because you're not trying to injure or hurt your dog. You're just trying to cut the hair around her eye so she can see. Now I also cut her ear hair. So how I do it is I take the comb and I comb out her hair. To the outside part of her ear. So now what you should have is a ear with hair that comes out. And you take your shears and you very carefully make sure she won't move, outline her ear. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. You don't ever want to do it in a rush because you don't want to cut her actual ear. So you just kind of comb out that hair and you take your shears and you cut right around that hair. Now I find this easier to do as yourself as compared to taking it to a dog groomer, because your dog is a lot more comfortable with you than a dog groomer, so you'd be able to gently do this at your own pace without being in a hurry. So what we did is we just outlined her ear, so she has no hair that hangs out now. So now she still has a little bit of extra length on the top of her ear. What we're going to do is we're going to do a scissor over comb. So we're going to comb the hair up, put the comb underneath it, and just cut off that hair. What you could also do is comb up all the hair up if your hair is not too coarse, and just quickly go across it. Perfect. So now what we did is we trimmed all the hair on the top of her ears and on the sides of her ears. Now, my dog has hair right here too. So what we're going to do is we're going to push her ear back, put the hair to where it needs to be, and just freehand cut that hair. Put one hand on her head so she won't move. Okay, good girl. Now, if you do see a bit more hair, you could turn the hair as well and just cut right underneath that turn, just so it won't have a hard cut line. See? Beautiful, good girl, Amber. You're so pretty. Yes, you are. So she has a bit of hair right here. We're just going to trim off that. We can point cut into that. Just be very careful. Hold her head with one hand very gently. Any stray hairs, you can just twist them up if you want to and cut underneath them so it won't have a hard cut line. Okay, so that's one ear done. This is her other side, which still has all of the hair. So I'm just going to even her out. Now she has hair up here on her head. I kind of think it's cute, so I keep this hair. If you did want to, you could trim it off. You could do it like this and just trim all that hair off. Either point cut into it, or you can actually do this hair straight. I don't, because I personally think that hair is cute. So I just comb it towards the back. But there you go. So that's how you cut your dog's hair. It's really easy to do, not too hard. You just have to make sure it's a very calm experience for your dog. You don't ever want to do it in a hurry or hurt your dog or hold her down. Or I don't use an electronic clipper because the sound of those scare her. So I just use a hand pair of shears. She's really comfortable with those. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this and it helped you out.